Alright, folks. If you're watching this in the future, you can feel free to skip ahead because it's gonna be a little bit before I set everything up. I gotta change the thumbnail, open the chat, and tweet out and all that, so feel free to skip ahead to where you see me actually in the game, but this is going to be a in-depth comparison between all the characters, so just trying to get all of it set up before we start. But we're going to be starting with Mose, simply because that is the character I'm actually using, and I already know more about, so. Alright, put that in Borderlands 3, thumbnail, double click, save, alright. Now I just got to alright. Did it save or is it? I don't know. Got the link. It's in between. Oh, good. Alright. There we go. Now I just have to make sure everything is correct. Okay, that's all good now. Alright, well, we're gonna start here, so. Just gotta pull up the chat. One moment. Alright, here we go. Thumbnail is correct. Just gotta change this down so I can. Alright. There we go. Alrighty. We will be taking a look at all the skills for all the characters. 1 second. Just need to finalize checking all this crap. Sucker's always inviting. Alright. Here we go. Now, we're not going to take as much time on Mose because this is the character I've used the most already, and we kind of already know where she's at in terms of DPS, so. But we'll go through all the skills. Start with the, let me get some water. Hold on. Okay, the green skills. We have a % chance, well, not a % chance. every 4 shots, does not consume ammo, and deals 11.25% extra damage. You can have a turret on the back of Iron Bear, which I actually found out if you're playing solo, you have the skill where when you get out of Iron Bear it stays for a bit, you can actually get on the turret as well. And then extra mag size and decreased heat, but that's per piece of gear that has a matching manufacturer. And the current effect is 10%, 11%. That can obviously be way higher if you actually have good gear that shares the manufacturer. And we have increased fire damage, which boosts Cloud of Lead. Crit hit helps regen ammo, which gives it right to your mag. You don't have to, worry about reloading. While moving, you get extra handling, swap speed. That's not really all that useful, but whatever. Sprint and shoot at the same time. That helps when you actually are using a big magazine. Increase fire rate and crit hit damage, which obviously stacks with things such as, well, actually I don't, nothing in this tree yet has boosted critical damage. I think that's in the orange tree. We'll see. More mag size. 2 of the same weapon increases the damage they deal, but at the moment I do not have that equipped, but I will most likely be swapping out what I have over on Iron Bear for True Vault Hunter mode, but yeah. Infinite ammo for a few seconds after exiting Iron Bear, quite useful, especially if you have a big weapon out that hits hard with a low mag size. Increase gun damage as your mag empties, which the less ammo remaining, the greater the increase. So I assume that the bigger the magazine you have, the better this does. And then Moe's constantly regens ammo, which obviously for a big mag weapon that'll help a lot when dealing splash damage. Moe's does bonus fire damage, so that's just more damage. And then these are just some things to make Iron Bear more efficient, such as that and that and that. And there's that splash damage as well, which is mostly for Iron Bear, but can be for launchers. And then there's more splash damage to add ammo to the weapon mag, or a grenade. Grenades can critical hit, dealing more damage, so that's nice. After you exit Iron Bear, it will remain deployed. This is the skill I was talking about, where it stays deployed, and then you can actually use the turret yourself for a little bit extra bonus time. Oh, hopefully that doesn't blue screen, but it should be good. Increases, just making sure it doesn't go to the blue screen. Extra grenades you can carry, which helps with overall DPS. Okay, just it didn't go to the blue screen, just had to make sure. And you can throw nades and fight for your life, which that can help. It's kind of like that Salvador ability. And then splash damage can decrease cooldown of your action skill. So likely a good idea to carry around an RPG to put some of this extra splash damage to use. And then whenever Moze deals gun damage, there is a chance of a secondary explosion, which this just increases your DPS even more. And it stacks along with, what is this called? Hollow points. So pretty cool when you run around, you get explosions everywhere. Mr. Torque would be proud. Whenever you reload, Moze loses a small portion of her health and grants additional fire damage for not only her, but her allies. So, even though you are regaining tons of ammo at all times, even if you reload, you're still benefiting your team and yourself, which obviously that fire damage will stack. Oops, I pushed the wrong button. But the fire damage will stack with this and this. Plus, you're benefiting your team, which anything that benefits the whole team is a big plus. Bubble Shield reduces damage taken while an Iron Bear. Moze's shields are active. She gains damage reduction and increased gun damage. This orange tree, as you can tell, is all about your shield. Moze focuses on shield, gaining shield, faster shield recharge, and less about health. Killing an enemy grants a stack of Drowning in Brass. For each stack, you lose fire rate, but you get more gun damage for, and this is important, you and your allies. So you're basically constantly giving your allies extra gun damage, and your allies do not suffer the fire rate reduction, only you. So you're not trolling them in any way. Portion of Moze's health is reserved, cannot be restored, but her max shield is increased by the same amount, which adds to the tree's love of shields. Just a blatant shield increase and resistance to shock, which helps because obviously, as you know, as a Borderlands player, shock is detrimental to your shield. Also enemy shields. Entering Iron Bear causes important Moze and her allies' shields to immediately begin recharging at a faster recharge rate. So, if you see your teammate about to go down and you're tanking so you're not really losing much health or shield, you can just hop in your mech and it will help your teammates. A very clutch perk. If you're smart, you can save your teammates. The other crit perks that we already talked about also stacks with the bonus fire damage perks that we talked about. A reduction of shield relay or charge rate, which just makes your shields even better. Gun damage increased depending on how low her health is. The lower her health, the greater the increase. This is sort of the opposite of Salvador, where if you had a Rough Rider on, he dealt more damage when his shields were low. But Moze does that for health, so if you can get maybe a shield that reduces your health, but mostly a relic and stuff, and also class mods that might lower your health, it'll give you even more gun damage. Kill skill. After killing an enemy, you gain a stack of Phalanx Doctrine. For every stack, you get extra shield. This is why, and there's no stack limit, which means you can basically get unlimited shield in theory, but yeah. This is nice because you're already buffing your shield up super high, and then every kill gives you even more shield. So you're basically getting health through kills, in a way. So in theory, it's kind of like a Grog Nozzle perk. When Moze scores a critical hit, her shields immediately begin recharging, which, with all the other crit perks, I mean, you can see why I chose Moze as my favorite character, but we're trying not to be biased here. And then the final capstone. When shields are fully depleted, instantly restore a portion of your shield and increase gun damage. So, I mean, that is like everything with Moze synergizes together. But so far I give Moze a 10 out of 10, but that's just because we haven't looked at any of the other ones for comparison yet. Alright. Play, little character. Next character we will be looking at is right here. This is Zane. Now, to the knowledge of everybody, this is my first time actually taking an in-depth look at the skill trees of all these other characters. Moze is the only one that I actually already knew about, so these other ones might go a little slower. But here we go. Okay, the game takes a little bit to allow you to open the menu. We're going to ignore the action skills because I didn't, go through those yet and actually select the ones that I wanted, so ignore anything equipped on Zane right now over there on the right. So now here we go. Does those, I don't remember if invites, oh yeah, I think they come up, but it's yeah, okay. Now whenever one or more of Zane's action skills are active, he gets extra gun damage for each active skill. So you can get up to, I assume, 40% because you can have 2 on. So, I mean, that's just gun damage, but the only downside is it's only when it's up. But I believe this guy has super fast recharging abilities compared to everybody else. Increased mag size, alright. Increased skill duration for every active skill. Okay, so that helps stack with synchronicity. Yeah, synchronicity. Whenever Zane kills an enemy, he and his clones receive even more gun damage. See, this is why, and health regen. This is what Modern Africa was doing when he was showing off Zane's DPS, because people were hating on Zane, I guess. Digiclone throws a copy of his current nade mod when it is first activated. Alright, I mean, it's not the biggest thing, but first shot from Zane's gun has a chance to also fire a grenade. That's interesting, although it's not really the biggest DPS booster. When he swaps places with his clone, shields immediately begin recharging. Okay, that's very useful. After killing an enemy, get nade regen. I mean, that's not really the most useful thing in the world, but pressing L1 or R1 during Fight for Your Life, if your Digiclone is active, you can destroy it and immediately gain a second wind. So that's kind of like Handsome Jack from pre-sequel. Not bad. 100% of max health if you activate a Digiclone. Whenever one or more of his skills are active, see, this tree seems like it's built around him having his skills up a lot. Extra movement speed. So this is that skill that one build was using where they were showing off how fast Zane can slide everywhere and stuff. Bonus shock damage to enemies that are not targeting him. That's not really all that useful, but I guess that's kind of a sniper ability. Summoning Digiclone consumes up to 3 nades. Alright, so that goes along with grenade regen. For every 1 consumed. Oh, so that's just boosting your Digiclone. Chance to ignore bullets. That's interesting. Increased after activating the skill. And it stacks. Interesting. That percent's pretty low, but if you have 2 going, it's not the worst skill ever. Your clone gets a copy of your current weapon. That's pretty cool. Now for the green one. This is the barrier. Increased action. See, this helps go along with the orange tree. Skill down. Or action skill cooldown, right? Increased shield. Improved shield rate. Okay. Health regen. Damage resistance against whatever damage is being done to them. Crit hits, chance they will be slowed. Okay. Because that's actually why when I was using them, he meleeed in the character. Or no, wait, that's never mind. That was pacifying them. Never mind. While Zane's shields are active, he gains extra gun damage. So Zane's about the shields as well. Killing an enemy creates a cryo nova. Okay. That has a cooldown though, but it's only 2 seconds, so it's not the biggest deal. Element effects applied have... Ooh, they got half of the duration. Okay. And resistance to non-elemental damage. So it seems like this is kind of a tank tree. Zane gains increased accuracy and handling. Alright, so that's kind of like that one Mo's ability. Whenever Zane freezes an enemy, his shields begin recharging. So this is kind of based around cryo, okay. If his shields are already full, he regenerates health instead, okay. If his health is full, ooh, okay. So if you're completely full, you instantly get your action skill upon freezing an enemy. That's not the most useful, because you have to freeze them, and that's a percent chance, but oh well. Damaging a frozen enemy, he gains damage back in health. The barrier gains the effects of currently equipped shield mod. Okay, but that's not bad, not bad. None of these skills really boosted the barrier all that much, but blue, kill an enemy, regain or gains movement speed. Okay. Weapon swap speed. Alright. Gun damage increase while moving. Okay, okay. Increase reload speed, so seems like Zane's about the reload and bonus damage. Will occasionally drop a free nade. That's not really relevant. Kill an enemy, gain life steal, so seems like Zane has a lot of kill skills. And then, as I say that, he has something to increase kill skill gain. After killing an enemy, Zane gains increased fire rate. Not bad, but the only downside is it seems a lot of his stuff is based around getting kills. Next 5 shots can fire an extra projectile. Killing an enemy, Zane gains increased fire rate. Action skill duration, so that'll help stack with all the stuff from the orange tree. And activating the action skill automatically activates all of Zane's kills. Ooh. So this synergizes real well with all these other kill skills. Not bad, not bad. But since we gave Mose a 10 out of 10, I'll give Zane, I want to say a 9.5, but also a 9. We'll give Zane a 9.5. The half a point deduction is simply because he does not have any skills that also benefit the team. Like, you know how Mose had the thing where if you use your Iron Berry, you regen their shields, and there's, oh yeah, the one where if you reload, you up your teammates' damage. So Zane seems like he's more of a solo character, just because he doesn't really have anything that helps his teammates, but he still has a bunch of skills that up damage and all those kill skills, and the fact that you can activate your kill skills by using an ability. So I mean, basically Zane is basically a, well, I was gonna say glass cannon, but he has also got a bunch of regen and health regen skills, so it's kind of like not as tanky as Mose, but still tanky enough to be considered a tanky DPS character. Next, we're going to go with Amara. Well, we'll see where Amara fits in, because I don't know for sure, but I have a strange feeling that Amara is gonna be better than Flak. But, I mean, maybe she'll just be a 10 out of 10 as well. But all ties will be based on opinion. And since I haven't played as any of the other characters besides Mose will
I'm gonna set up camp and gather
obviously
some intel on the
win
Twin
for the
Cities.
time
Find
being.
a Sun Smasher war chief and do whatever it takes to get rid of him.
Alright. Let's take a peek at her. Which ones are which? Okay, that's the projection. This is the fists. And this is the leap and slam. We'll start with the green, because I assume this is maybe the least used. I don't know. Okay, seems like about the health. Weapon shots deal bonus damage based on distance to their target. Okay, so that's a... Or... Oh, the closer the greater. Okay, so this is a shotgun booster and a melee booster. But obviously it says weapons, so I don't know if they're melee, like, if you want to use the melee weapon that's on the weapons, obviously. You constantly regen health, lower the health, more powerful the regen, doubles after using an action skill. Okay, so Amara's about the health, whereas Zane was about health and shield, and Mose was about the shield. So like, Zane was kind of a balance where you're not really OP in either department, but you're balanced out. And it seems like Amara is OP in the health, and then Mose is OP on the shield. Increase splash damage and takes reduced splash damage, okay? Deal damage with an action skill. You get a stack of Samsara. For every stack of Samsara, you get extra gun damage and health regen, okay? So it seems like she's kind of like Salvador in a way. And then also like Zane, as a lot of her stuff helps after using your action skill. After using the action skill, the arms remain active and grant damage reduction. Okay. Whenever you take damage, she gains a stack of mindfulness. For every stack, she gets improved shield, regeneration delay, and movement speed. But has a max amount of stacks. So that's nice. Increase melee damage after using action skill. Even... Ooh, no, that's melee range. That is actually extremely interesting. If you like a melee character. Killing an enemy with the action skill. Ooh, all allies get movement speed. Okay. For 8 seconds too. So that's actually quite useful. Amara gains increased max health and element damage resistance to her action skill element. Oh, okay. So, whichever element you've chosen. Automatically throws energy orbs at enemies that damage her. Okay. Has cooldown though. Melee damage, she gains increased action skill damage. And gun damage. Okay. That's actually extremely useful if you play melee. If you melee and then use your action skill and it all synergizes. When you enter a fight for your life, she immediately gets a second wind and creates a Nova. 2-minute cooldown, but it's a free second wind. every 2 minutes. And in the grand scheme of things, 2 minutes is pretty low. Ooh, a melee override. Amara, ooh, it's kind of like the Zero ability. Dash and perform a special melee strike. If a blitz melee attack kills an enemy, the cooldown is... This is why I was going to make Amara my second character I play. Because that sounds dummy with it. Can't lie to you. Onto the blue. Killing an enemy grants a stack of rush. Activating an action skill consumes the stacks. For every stack, R's action skill damage is temporarily increased. Okay. That doesn't really seem all that useful. Like, kind of. But it's whatever. Alright, to the stacks. Okay, you can get max of 10, but it looks like they don't decay. So actually that is useful, never mind. Reload, weapon swap, increase, okay. Applying a status effect, grants a stack of rush. Okay, is that the... Okay, so these are both rush. So you get both of those. Action cooldown increase, okay. Accuracy, crit damage after activating, okay. So it seems Amara is also more so based around her abilities. Okay, there's more bonus for rush. Reload speed for every stack of rush. Okay, we already looked at those. All action skill augments gain increased effect. Okay, that's pretty cool. Improved fire rate and charge time. Alright. Enemies take increased damage from all sources after being damaged by your action skills. Okay. Amara gains gun damage. This effect is increased after activating an action skill. Okay. So flat increase and then a bonus. Rush stacks gain increased effectiveness. Okay. When she kills an enemy with gun or action skill, you create a homing projectile that seeks out a new enemy. Okay. Action skill can be activated while it's cooling down. This may only be used once, okay, per completed cooldown. More stacks. That is actually really cool. Because you're all about your abilities, so you can essentially just use your abilities twice. That is quite awesome. Not gonna lie, bro. Status effects deal increased damage and okay, just extra. Okay. Weapon handling and accuracy, alright. Damage dealt into action skill element, alright. Increased elemental damage. Shock damage increased even more, okay. More melee damage, and melee damage is converted to the action skill element. Interesting. When applying a status effect, has a chance to spread, okay. Wait, how much the percentage? 40? Not bad. Gun damage increased for a few seconds after an enemy is grasped, okay. Ooh. When any player kills a grasped enemy, Their current weapon is instantly reloaded. Interesting. Mag size. Bullets, so seems she's about elemental damage as well. Bullets that damage enemies have a chance to ricochet and deal decreased damage. Okay, ricocheting bullets. Ricochet chance of damage are increased if the target is currently affected by grasp or stillness of mind. Alright. Triggering elemental effect. And they die, that enemy will explode. Alright. Applying a status effect, you gain a chance to randomly electrocute, ignite, or melt that enemy. Alright. Lifesteal whenever you deal elemental damage. So you're gonna want elemental weapons for Amara. And guns deal bonus elemental damage based on your element. That's not really all that useful, but that's Amara. She has a very interesting melee build right here. Or if you could stack that, or stack melee damage, that would be nice. This is also really nice as well. Let me just peek, like, what do these side things do? Alright. Increase damage. Oops. It explodes, okay. Okay, phase lock. Giant fist. Alright. Here, constantly smash the area, okay. Amara summons a giant fist. Okay, I'm just looking at these. Okay, so lots of giant fists. Become confused and temporarily attack their allies. Eh. I wonder if that would work on bosses. But
like you guys got this. Good luck.
I haven't used any of like her capstones, but the melee thing does seem really cool because you can just keep meleeing and lunging and all that. Now the last one, black. But I would have to play as Amara though, but I think we're gonna move Zane down to a 9 and put Amara at a 9.5. It's because she did have a thing that helps allies and also actually had cool
I have need of you, beast.
useful capstones. But now we got the moment everybody has been waiting for, because for some reason everybody really likes flak. Alright. We got the Rack and Spider Ant, Gamma Burst and Skag, and then Fade Away in the Jabber. Alright. Max health increased. And constantly regen. Okay. Attack command has lowered cooldown. And more damage. Okay. Shoot an enemy, gain a stack of furious attack. For every stack, handling and gun damage increased. Okay. So that's, I guess, just per bullet. That's why the duration is low. Fire rate and extra fire rate after reloading. Allies share a portion. Oh, okay, okay. Allies get a portion of your health regen. So flak is actually probably the most useful on a team. Especially if you had 4 flaks all with this. 50% of... that's that. We already looked at. Killing an enemy, your action skill cooldown gets reduced. And when a pet kills an enemy, it does it even more. And the attack command is refreshed. Okay. Ooh, your pet can revive you. Okay. Fight for your life. While moving, you constantly regen health and gain damage reduction. While still, you gain gun damage and fire rate. Okay. Interesting. While above half health, gun damage and movement speed boosted even more. Okay, so this is a speedy character. When an enemy has no target and attacking a different target, increase damage against them. Alright. Kill an enemy, you and your pet. Okay, so all this health regen makes Flak a very, very good team player. Increased damage while you have... oh no, just when you activate a skill, okay? If you are at full health, they double that. Ooh, okay. Extra pet damage. Increases gun damage and action skill duration. First melee is guaranteed critical hit from your pet. Not bad. When a pet deals damage, you gain frenzy. Each stack increases damage, alright? Reflection on your pet. Flak regens health when his pet deals damage. Whenever Flak deals damage, their pet health is restored. Okay. So you're kind of both helping each other out. Whenever Flak kills an enemy, their pet gains movement speed. When Flak takes damage, a portion of all damage they take is shared to their pet instead. Okay. So you're kind of linking damage to your pet. When pet is at low health, gets damage reduction and regens health. Increases power of pet bonuses. Alright. all damage dealt by Flak and their pet is increased. Max health of them is increased as well. While at low health, portion of all damage they take a share to their pet instead. Alright, so this tree is all about the pet. Flag establishes dominance over an enemy, turning them into an ally for a short time. If it's a beast, duration is doubled. So under this effect, the target constantly loses health. Alright. Only one at a time, and an enemy can only be dominated once. Interesting, interesting. Hunter kill skill. Whenever Flak kills an enemy, they gain stack of this. For each stack of interplanetary stalker, they gain a bonus to all damage dealt. So basically, you just kill stuff and then you get extra damage. Chance for, ooh, okay, 1 ammo to be added to their magazine. I mean, that's kinda not the best skill ever. They gain reload speed when you kill an enemy. Alright. No, okay, so this is kind of a sniper perk. Crit hits lower cooldown. Bonus when fighting different types of enemies. Interesting. Okay, extra projectile per shot, so it's kind of like that Salvador perk. Money shot. Or no. Money shot was the extra damage one. Oh yeah, it would be like 2 Fang from 0. Never mind. Oh yeah, it is called They even call it 2 Fang. Flak's hunter skills become much more effective and have a longer duration. Cool. Are these all considered hunter skills? Or, I don't know. Increased crit damage. And, okay, enemies are less likely to attack. So he's kind of a healer from a regular MMORPG. With like a threat decrease. Increased gun damage and action skill damage. Okay. Chance to score a crit hit with weapons against any part of enemies. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So, overall, Flak is a very good team character. I'm actually going to put him above Amara. We're going to keep Mose at a 10 out of 10. We're going to put Flak at he might be a 10, but I haven't fully used him. And we want to actually rank them, so. We will give him a 9.5. Amara a 9, and then sadly, Zane actually is the worst with an 8.5, so. And honestly, Zane should probably be lower after I've had a chance to think about it. But, as he does nothing to help the team, and all his stuff relies on spamming the abilities, and he doesn't really have much in the way of inherent stats, so. But, at the end of the day, Mose, Amara, and Flak are probably all 10 out of 10s, honestly. It's just because I haven't used these characters and I can't fully But DPS wise, it's pretty clear that Moe's has the highest DPS, and then it's kind of hard to rank Amara and Flak, but Flak seems, let's see, more of a healer. So we're actually going to put Amara above Flak on the DPS scale. So our DPS scale is going to go Moe's, Amara, Flak, and then sadly Morning Afterkill was right when he said people were all saying Zane is the worst, because as a teammate and as a DPS, he is not the best compared to the others. But that is that. I hope you guys enjoyed this DPS comparison for all the characters. It took like an hour to go through it all in depth. But yeah. That and Mr. True just spat out some ammo. But I guess that's a good way to end it. Leave your thoughts down below. Did I put them in the wrong order? I mean, all the characters besides Zane are extremely close, so it's more so preference. But I mean, I do think Moe's probably has the best DPS, but I guess it also depends on your gear, obviously. But that's that, and Mr. Chu.
Want to go on a hunt?